Got a lot of activity this bait. There's a lot of good sign, a lot of bears feeding here.
That's a good bear. It might be the bear to go after. Man, I'm telling you what, when you're talking about the Temples, you're talking about a good time. Wade and Doug come from a long line of hound hunters. 130 years in the Great Dismal Swamp. I mean, who can beat that?
Dogs, bears, and bow and arrows.
This is Carolina All Out.
It's bear season in North Carolina, and the All Out crew is headed back to Camden County on the outer rim of the Great Dismal Swamp to team up with friends Doug and Wade Temple. The Temple family are true houndsmen, having hunted North Carolina bear with hounds for well over 100 years. The Temples have made a life for themselves, ensuring the passion that goes into this North Carolina tradition will not be soon forgotten.
Keep a pack of dogs, or even 1 dog, 5 dogs, 10 dogs, just 24/7.
The Temple family are true houndsmen. Their history of raising and hunting with dogs goes back over 130 years.
I think I'm probably very blessed to come out of a long line of hunters. I was taught by some of the best, and I pass it on to another generation.
If there was ever someone who knew the ins and outs of training a pack of hunting hounds, Wade and Doug Temple would be the ones to ask. So, Mr. Doug, how many years has your family been doing this?
Over 100 years we've been bear hunting.
Started out with your grandfather, and his name was
Cortez.
Cortez Temple.
Right. Been bear hunting all of life. My grandfather, he bear hunted, and there's several books wrote about the Dismal Swamp, and he's mentioned in those about bear hunting in eastern North Carolina. We were probably raised poor. All we had was a pickup truck, and that was what we worked in, went to church in. I said that was the whole 9 yards, hunted in, everything else.
Any big differences you've seen over the years from when you first got started in it to what it is today?
Well, used to when we first started in here, like these roads wasn't here. You either had to go down the old railroad. They had railroads in here is what they done. You go down a railroad tracks, what you go down is what we headed the dogs on, and wasn't very many of them. You didn't have tracking collars or anything. You just had listen to the dog, and a lot of times every which direction the dog went, you'd set your compass, and then they'd go out of here and you keep on going, and usually they would tree or bait a bear and you'd catch up with them. But sometimes if they turned, you know, or got windy, you'd be a week getting your dogs back. The GPSs have been a real help because they'd tell you exactly where the dog is at all time. Sometimes they get out of range, but most of the time somebody will stay in range. We'll put some hunters on one side of the block and some on the other. If one guy loses a GPS connection, then another one will pick it up so we can keep them off the highway. And we hadn't had a dog run over since we've had them, and it's been a real blessing to us to have them.
This week, Carolina All Out host Chris Douglas is behind the camera, while friend and host of Pursuit Channel's Live the Wildlife, Gus Conjemi, traverses the thick, unforgiving Carolina underbrush in pursuit of black bear.
I love hunting. Everybody knows that knows me. But you also, if you know me, you know I've spent the last 20 some odd years videoing hunting situations, hunting all over the world. And so that in itself has been a great passion of mine. With the love for hunting mixed in with the love for television and for promotion of hunting through TV has been, it's been a dream that I've been able to fulfill. But it is always great to be able to get out and video someone else who enjoys it equally as well. And that's what we've been able to do with the temples. The other side of it is that people have been given the false assumptions that people are abusing the dogs in this particular instance, and the dogs are being forced to do something that they don't want to do. So we know there's a lot of negative press around hound hunting and bear hunting, and it's a challenge for us to be able to show people in a positive light this sort of thing, because it's difficult for people to understand. So I have a real drive and I'm accepting the challenge of trying to show hound hunting and bear hunting in a positive light.
Carolina All Out is brought to you by the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. Go hunt, go fish, go wild. Carolina Cooker Cast Iron Cookware, a tradition born in the South. XGO, those who know wear XGO. Montgomery Community College, educating since 1967. Browning, the best there is. New Sports Shop, we've got the gear. And by Farms and Land Realty, selling land is what we do. Don't go away, there's more Carolina All Out coming up. Chris Douglas and Gus and Jimmy have teamed up with houndsmen Doug and Wade Temple in pursuit of the giant black bears of North Carolina. The day starts early, and after a quick stop for calories, the group is ready to get into the action.
Got a lot of activity this bait. There's a lot of good sign, a lot of bears feeding here. As you can see, it's a lot of tracks here. One track is a pretty good bear. It's a good one, bro. I think we can get on him, Gus.
With such large tracts of land, it's impossible to explore all of it. With short December days, it's essential for the team to move quickly and not waste any time. Trail cameras are set up over bait stations, which allows the hunters to assess the bears that are in the area.
Oh, that's a hell of a bear. That's a good bear. If you notice in North Carolina here, they can bait. And the one reason why they do bait here in North Carolina is they got cameras on every bait, and they're targeting mature bears. They have a 1-week season early and a 2-week season this time of year in December, and they try to take out the most mature bears. You know, we've been eating bear meat since we got here. It's just fantastic. And these guys really rely on it. But like I said, the reason they use the bait is to get pictures of mature bears, and those are the ones they like to send the dogs out on.
Although baiting in North Carolina is legal, hunting over the bait is illegal, and hunters can only use unprocessed natural foods like raw peanuts and corn to bring the bears in front of the trail cameras to take inventory of what is in the area.
That's a bear that's treed. You know, they got huge bears down here in North Carolina, but it's just like any place else. There's also their share of smaller ones.
Baiting is used to bring bears from the area together so you can take an inventory of the bears that you have. And so when Wade and the guys are checking baits during the hunting season, they are looking for the maturest, the largest bears that are coming into the baits. And so if you didn't have that, you would spend a whole lot of time looking for tracks. You can tell a certain size of bear by the track, but you just really don't know. So what can happen when you've got bears that are coming into a bait, they're leaving out from the bait in different directions. And so you've got bears scent that's coming in and out. So you take the dogs to that bait station after you've looked to see that there is a mature bear on it. You cast the dogs in a direction the bears went. That's the bear that we're targeting. We don't want to target sows with cubs. We don't want any of that stuff. That is being very selective, and that is helping us to take the right bear, the bear that we're targeting, the bear that's going to be the best to take out of the population.
Many hunters and non-hunters alike have a negative view of hunting with hounds, mostly due to the false assumptions of an unfair advantage over the prey and mistreatment of the dogs. Many hunters become addicted after experiencing this type of hunt firsthand. Angelo Baio is one such hunter.
Friend, nice bear.
That's awesome, brother.
Just shot a nice bear.
These dogs are wild. What a great experience, man.
That's awesome.
Follow Carolina All Out on Facebook and Instagram for insider tips, behind-the-scenes footage, and premier hunting and fishing locations. Hit subscribe on YouTube and never miss another episode. Brought to you by Montgomery Community College, educating since 1967.
Hi, I'm Caleb Dixon with New Sport Shop. Today I want to talk to you about some offerings from Garmin that have really revolutionized the hunting industry. Today I want to talk to you about the Alpha Bundle series with a TT15 collar. What this collar allows you to do is to track up to 20 dogs up to a 9-mile radius on your TT15 collar. It gives you 18 levels of stimuli. It gives you the ability to tone and vibrate. And it also allows you to use gloves with the display screen. Now moving over to the Astro 4, the 430 with the T5 collar, this allows you to expand up to 20 dogs as well. It gives you a 9-mile radius, but it does not allow you to tone, vibrate, or stimuli your dog. I want to talk to you real quick about a product that's really revolutionized the hunting industry and keeping your dog safe and also keeping yourself safe is the drive track system offered by Garmin. What this allows you to do is it gives you a heads-up display while you're tracking your dogs on those secondary roads, logging roads, and etc. What this does is it allows you to track that dog while your eyes can maintain the road, and it keeps you from looking from that handheld while driving. We want to make sure that we keep both our hounds safe by keeping them off the main highways and keeping ourselves safe while we're trying to track our dogs. If you'd like to see more offerings from Garmin and other hound accessories, stop by our location here at New Sport Shop, Highway 70 East, Kinston.
Hunting for black bears with hounds is an old North Carolina tradition that can be traced back centuries, and host Chris Douglas along with friend Gus and Jimmy are doing their part to ensure that the tradition lasts.
You know, I must have this affinity for people from New York because I've got Gus Jimmy, who's a good friend of mine, and Angelo Baio is a good friend of mine. Now think about that. Baio, Jimmy, these are New York Italian guys. Love them. Angelo and I met, not in person, but we met through Carolina All Out website. Angelo loves the promotion of the outdoors, has quite a few productions under his belt that he's done over the years. He's a writer. Angelo and I hit it off. We actually knew some of the same people in the industry, which was great. And so we wanted to get together and try to have a hunt together. And it all came together with the Temples.
So you'll just get them back, get them tied up here, and let's just see what we got from there.
After the bear is treed, it's essential to get all of the hounds restrained before the hunter can take the shot. It's no easy task.
It's thick in there. You have to imagine this. So you're trying to pull a wild dog. I mean, this dog is wild. He's been underneath smelling that bear. I mean, you're talking about a column of scent coming down from an animal like a bear onto them. They see him now. They smell him. They know they have him at a disadvantage. They want him. And so you've got a dog that is in a froth by the time you get to him. And so when you try to hook up to that dog and pull him away from the tree, it is a job.
Come on, come on.
Keep an eye on him. Yeah, I'll get over here. There you go. There you go. My friend, shot a nice bear.
awesome, brother.
Shot a nice
These dogs are wild. What a great experience, man.
That's awesome.
Off the hook, off the hook.
To see the look on Angelo's face when that bear hit the ground is something that I can't explain to non-hunters. He was so elated and so excited.
This is the only way to hunt. Yeah. I just love dogs. I mean, I love working with dogs. That's the way to do it.
It's a whole different style. You know, you can stalk a bear, you can sit on bait or something like that. But there's like a whole community of people that are missing out on the good part of life. You know, this is it. You know, the dogs, you know, helping you with the hunt. It just doesn't get better.
Carolina All Out is brought to you by the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. Go hunt, go fish, go wild. Carolina Cooker Cast Iron Cookware, a tradition born in the South. XGO, those who know wear XGO. Montgomery Community College, educating since 1967. D&Z Products, precision scope mounts and scope rings. Miopta Sport Optics, see more, hunt longer. And by the Dixie Deer Classic, the South's premier sporting event. Don't go away, there's more Carolina All Out coming up. After several days of fighting through the thick, thorny tangles of Camden County, CAO host Chris Douglas is filming friend and TV hunter Gus Jimmy on his third NC black bear hunt.
It's a good one, bro. We can get on him, Gus.
Hold on. Tear this boat apart.
This is North Carolina, this is coastal plain, this is down east, this is thick. I'm talking about thick.
If you want to talk about getting through some briars, take a look at the way this is on these trails. You got to get to them dogs. This is the stuff you got to get through, and it's no joke.
And it's like this, and it is going to absolutely stick you, it's going to cut you. You will find yourself on your hands and knees crawling. I'm not kidding you. And so when you're running a camera, one eye against a viewfinder and trying to follow these guys into this stuff, it is very difficult to do. When you get to the tree, the way things have to go down is you have to imagine you're going to shoot a bear out of a tree. Now, you hope that he's stone cold dead when he hits the ground. That's what you want. But he still could have a little bit of life in him. And if the dogs are loose, the first thing they're going to do is go to the bear. And they see that he's at a disadvantage, and they're going to go in and try to get a mouthful of fur. That's where it's dangerous. And that's why you can't allow the dogs to be free when you're getting ready to shoot the bear.
That's a big bear.
See the nose on him?
Yeah. Wow, that's a giant, bro. Now let's get up there because we got to get in there.
I got it done, man.
That's a big bear.
Yep.
That's a big boy. That's a big boy, man. That's a big bear.
Well, it's organized chaos right now. We've got dogs still barking on a giant bear that Gus just took with a bow and arrow. That's 2 times in 2 years for Gus to shoot one on the ground and one in the tree. This bear is probably going to tap 500 pounds. It's really what North Carolina bear hunting is about with hounds. We're in thick stuff, it's swampy, it's where these big bears live, and this is a giant bear. And Gus put it on him, and so we're done. It's over with, you tagged. It's great. I'm loving it.
This is just a giant. This is what I've been coming waiting for. You know, last year we shot a great bear, an unbelievable shot, an unbelievable hunt, but this is the type of bear that's down here in North Carolina. You can see the size of this bear. I mean, we're gonna weigh him up, but I think he's probably 500 plus. And it's not that the size matters, you know, I'm not trying to say that that's what the trophy's about, but I've passed a lot of bear here, and this is why. I'm coming here to shoot a bear like this.
Gus, that is an Eastern North Carolina bear. Congratulations.
Well, you know, you got me down here. It's my third year down hunting with Doug and Wade, just the greatest people, and just a great camp. And we took a good bear last year, a hell of a bear last year.
It was a good one.
But this is that next step up. This is a giant. This is what you got me down here originally to do. And
for one of these guys, and they're here, and you know, I've heard you say it before, you know, the size is not everything. I mean, this is what draws people to here,
right.
But there's so much that goes into the management of bears like this. Of course, they have the food, they have the ability to grow old, and they don't hibernate. So all of that comes into making what you have here. But what Doug and Wade and those guys have done is really spectacular. And of course, we can't say enough about our Wildlife Resource Commission and what they've done on managing bears. So we have a absolute awesome resource here. You just took a giant bear, only 12 foot up a tree.
Well, you know.
Hounds.
But 12 foot to me is not like 12 foot to you, right? Come on. I'm a little shorter than you, so, you know, you got to add a couple of feet.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. It might have been a little bit more formidable for you than for me. But anyway, nevertheless, it was an awesome hunt, and I really appreciate what Wade and Doug and those guys have allowed us to come out and do. So, hey, congratulations again.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for having me down here again.
Yeah, man.
What neighborhood you get them from? You know, I only eat cannolis from a certain neighborhood, you know? This is Carolina all out. No, he puts it in the show then. No, trust me, he puts it in the show.
Don't make fun of my show. Bad Daisy.